Hey, which of my homies, DJ80 here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of a Thor DJ booth. So, long story short, I was actually looking for lighting solutions. So I had a load of lights that I needed to mount, and I just went down the rabbit hole, as you do as a DJ, of looking in different DJ shops and trying to find a solution to the problem that I had. And then I came across this Thor booth that's on sale at Simply Sound and Lighting. Is it another booth, or have I found a hidden gem? Okay, so like many people, the booth I already have is the Gorilla DBS light. I think I paid £225 for mine, but it also goes by other names, Ibiza Light, Ultimax, Equinox, etc, etc. So it's just manufactured in China somewhere, and a load of brand names put their label on it. So I was originally looking for a lighting setup, and I was on Simply Sound and Lighting website, and I came across this booth, which is very similar to the booth that I have already, except it appears to be bigger and it has an overhead lighting kit. So you will see on some of my other YouTube videos that I have shown you how to do an overhead lighting bar for this particular booth. I've done a couple of videos on that, but this one is actually bespoke and designed to do it. I've had a look online also, and Simply Sound and Lighting are the only people at the moment, at the time of doing this video, that actually sell this booth. And I remembered I'd paid $225 for my Gorilla booth, and this was coming in at $199, and I was like, wow, okay, let's order it and take a look and see whether it's suitable for my needs. So this is the booth we're reviewing. It's from Simply Sound and Lighting. And also, if you like the video at the end and you decide you want to buy one of these, your first time there, you'll get 5% off. So I actually got this booth for £190. Let's take a look and see what we got. It's the box, compact. Let's open it up and see what we got inside. So inside the box, it appears to be well packaged. I think we've got the booth here, and I'm guessing in this box here, we've got the overhead kit. So I'm going to take it all out now and lay it all out. Okay, 10 minutes later, I've got it unpacked. The overhead kit has its own bag. Just be warned though, there is an awful lot of packaging to undo, which is good. It means it's going to be safe in transit if you order one. The overhead kit bag has built-in Velcro straps to hold the poles in as well. So before I put it all together, let me just show you what we've got so far, because I'm quite impressed. In the overhead kit bag, you get 2 overhead bars, and then you get the legs that connect to the booth. So I'm already impressed because these actually have welded on clips to put it in the booth. And on top of that, I don't know if you can see there, but they have these big, thick rubber feet. I like that. That screams sturdy to me. You get, well, I've got 13 bolts, 13 wing nuts, which I'm assuming are all for the overhead bar. And then I've got 4 of these black bolts and 4 tighteners, which I guess probably go through there, but I'm going to put it together shortly. On top of that, you get the bag. This is a really nice bag. It's thick. It is really thick. So whether it lasts a test of time or not, I don't know. Also has 4 of these rubber grips at the bottom. So when it's in transit or you're putting it on the floor, it's got some protection. I like that. We've got black and white scrims. And then onto the booth itself. So we see here, we got some screws for the shelves. It also has adjustable round feet. I don't know if you could just, I don't want to bang against the wall, but that's the same as the smaller booths. And then moving on to the shelves themselves, we've got your main shelf and we've got your laptop shelf. These have also impressed me, and I'll tell you why. So they have, there goes my paintbook. Let's just move that out of the way a sec. So on the actual shelves themselves, these bits are thicker than the other booth, and they're also welded all the way round. Another nice touch. For those of you that have been cleaning your smaller booths, you will know that this wire mesh that runs along on the inside, certainly on my one, that's jagged because it's just been cut as a sheet. This one, they've actually taken the time to cut this metal so you've got a nice flat edge running all the way along on the inside. So you're not going to cut any fingers, you're not going to catch anything on it. They do have the rubber ports for your cables, and they also have, just so if you can see it there in the light, they have little rubber caps on each corner of the shelf as well, which it's good quality, this, you know. And we get the same for the laptop shelf as well. So I won't actually be using this, but you get your rubber cable grommets, you get nice strong welds on the part that connects it to the booth, and that inner mesh, it's a nice straight line. There's no rough edgy bits sticking out. So now I'm just going to put it all together and see what we've got. So I've now assembled it. That's as high as I can go because of my ceiling, but I need to check the measurements. I think it can go higher, and actually I won't even have it that high because my plan is to pre-wire lights all along this bar, and I'm too short to try and lift it up and get it on the pole. So I'm actually on the second hole. There's one here which takes it a bit lower, which suits me fine. So a couple of things before I put this scrim on. The top shelf, the laptop shelf, just slots on nice and easy. I use an all-in-one, so I don't need a laptop anymore, but I don't miss an opportunity, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, oh, maybe some moving heads or one of those light strips that move. There's possibilities. The main shelf, again, will just slot on, but you also get 4 of these big screws that will go in and screw it into place. As you can see, they're quite long, so they go all the way through. I don't know who's going to have time to do them up and undo them at every gig, so they're there anyway. The legs go on nicely, and the black bolts go in. So the black bolts actually have, let me just show you, they have a square part at the top near the head, and that enables them to go in and sit flush on the bracket. So I've done mine so that the screw tighteners are on the inside, and I've done that on both. But the way these are built with the inbuilt brackets welded on, the handle, the screw tightener for extending and shortening your overhead bar, I wanted this side on this side, and I actually wanted this one on this side for symmetry, but you can't have that because, as you can see, that is a square. So I took the bolt off to see if I could have it that way, and that's a circle on that side. So it fits to go in there like that. So it's only a small thing, it's not the end of the world, but just bear that in mind. And one other thing to bear in mind is when you come to put this together, these brackets here that sit on the poles out of the box are not naturally aligned to the pole. So I went in and put all these little bolts and wing nuts in, went to put it up, only to realise that I had to take some of them off to centre it. So just bear that in mind when you're putting it together for the first time. Okay, so now I'm going to put one of the scrims on and we'll have a look at that. Right, this is with the black scrim on, and it's not taut, so it's on, but it's not like stretched under tension constantly, which I like. I tell you what, whoever's actually designed this needs a pat on the back because they've thought of everything. Where the cloth comes over the brackets, It's actually got its own little Velcro clip, and there's 4. There's one for each bracket, so you just put them on like that. I have this one open ready for you. I can't do it with one hand. And it's just a nice little touch. You know, someone has actually put some thought into this, and I like that because details matter. So this is what it looks like with the black one. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to transport my booth with the covers on anyway. So the fact that this isn't super taut and stretched right on the corners, that just makes it a bit more durable because it's not completely under tension. Okay, right, let's, I think I should put some lights on it because I want to just check how that bar looks when it's got some weight on it. And then I think we're going to compare it to my Gorilla DBS booth. All right, so I've just set it all up. What we've got on here is 2 of the CFX Spin Glide scanners. You can see a review of those on my YouTube. They're like the popular branded ones, but cheaper. I've got 2 UV cannons and I've got a Cameo Wookiee laser. And yep, I know it looks untidy at the top, but there's a reason for that. Because I knew I needed 5 light fixtures, and I couldn't run them all off of one bar to one extension lead. I put that up there, but it's mainly for schools, so it's not like I'm going to have a wedding photographer criticizing me. So I've done it as tidy as I can, but it holds fine. It obviously if I pull it too hard, it's going to come back, I think, but I can pull on it. It can take a few knocks, and it definitely won't go forward as well. And actually, if I space them differently, I could probably get another 1 or 2 lights on there because I've still got some spare ports at the end of each bar. So this is what it looks like, and it's holding well. It doesn't feel wobbly, it doesn't feel fragile in any way. So this is what my current setup looks like. This is at home, so when I'm out I don't have these speakers. I just got them there now for when I'm having a little mix at home and doing practice sessions. But this is my controller. It's an all-in-one Denon Prime 4 Plus, so I don't use a laptop at all. But as you can see, it just fits. I've got a bit of space at the back there to get my cables and my XLR cables in. And then I have a little bit of space here for my mic and a notepad if I need it. And then my headphones on there. So I've got a gap, but I've got used to it. Funnily enough, I have got used to it. Just being in this tight, cramped space, I make it work. But this is what it looks like on the Gorilla DBS light booth. So let's see what it looks like on this new one. And this is what it looks like on the Thor booth. Yeah, one slight problem. Let's take that laptop shelf off, shall we? All right, that's a bit better. There we go. And I have plenty of space on this side and that side. I've got a nice gap here. I've also got loads of room at the back there as well. So from a distance. Right, so here's my original Gorilla DBS light booth, and here's my new Thor booth, which I have no doubt probably comes from a similar, if not the same factory. Let's get the tape measure out and just measure up what the differences are in size and how they affect you as a DJ. So the shelf width going across on the Gorilla booth is 105 centimeters. And the shelf width on the Thor booth is 118 centimeters. So you get an extra 13 centimeters across. This one is, what is that? Okay, without using the frame, it is 58 centimeters. I tell you, 59, I'm not right at the back there, 59 centimeters to the end. Now, not including the frame on the Gorilla, we are looking at 51. So we get an extra 8 centimeters in depth as well. And the shelf height on the Gorilla Booth is, let's say, 91 centimeters. And the shelf height on the Thor Booth is lower. It's actually about 89.5 centimeters. So we lose 1.5 centimeters in height. On the DBS Light Booth and its counterparts, you'll have these little plastic grommets that go in on each end. And if you've had your booth for a while, like me, you're guaranteed that you've lost 1 or 2 of them. And that's also because the cross sections have been welded, as you can see the welds there. On the Thor booth, the whole frame is one piece of metal that's been cut and then bent. And what that means is we don't have any grommets on any of the corners. So it's a much smoother finish. So taking a closer look at the shelves, I've got the DBS one on the right here. So as I mentioned earlier, if you can have a look, you can see where the metal's cut off, it's rough. And on here, well actually this is one whole sheet by the looks of it, but if we look at the edge, as I mentioned, it's a nice smooth finish on the edge. They've cut along the center. Another thing worth looking at is the brackets that hold it onto the shelf, the frame. So the brackets on the DBS are just spot welded with 2 little spots of welding, whereas the brackets on this Thor are welded all the way around. You can see here, and they're also coated as well. So they're much stronger brackets. They can take a better load. And lastly, if you've owned one of these booths, I'm pretty sure you would have also found that these rubber grommets that go round to protect where your cable ties go, so your cables go, fall off. Now I did try gluing mine back on and that didn't work. So I actually ended up using some small cable ties, because if you don't have this rubber grommet, you've effectively got just this rough edge of framework. And with your cables going in and out of it, obviously it's going to chop up your cables. So I don't know, these are a different shape, they're smaller, but they still have the rubber grommets, but they are an oval shape. I obviously can't tell at the moment how long they'll last, or whether they'll need to be cable tied as well, but they are different. So a couple of other differences with the DBS Light booth. We have our corner hinges on the inside of the booth, and the center of the booth, the hinge is on the outside here. With this Thor booth, the center hinge is placed in the center of the frame, and the hinges on the corners are effectively on the outside. And then one other obvious difference, if you've not owned the small booth, is the Thor booth is coming with 2 scrims, a black and white one, and they're just whole scrims, so they go around the whole booth. The DBS Light booth and its similar counterparts all come with the white and black scrims, but they're 4 pieces and they are velcroed to the inner part of the frame. If you've not seen this booth before, I have done a review of it on my YouTube channel. Okay, so what are my final thoughts on this Thor booth then? Well, I can't believe it, to be honest with you. It's bigger than the Gorilla DBS Light booth. It's a better quality, it's a better finish. It's well thought out in its design. It's not been hastily put together. The legs for the uprights are sturdy, and the overhead bar is more than capable of the 60k, which is stated. It still comes with the black and white scrim, and it's cheaper. I can't think of any negatives for it. And you get the extra shelf at the top, which I can't use because of the Denon Prime. The screen sits too far back. I don't know whether it will be possible to get, I know you can get Equinox shelves, for those of you that want moving heads. I don't know if they'll fit on here. I don't have that particular Equinox booth, but I think it's square, but I can't remember. but you could always make something, or you could adapt the shelf. I can't find anything wrong with it. And the crazy thing is, it's cheaper than the smaller booths, and you get so much more. So my advice to you is, if you haven't brought a booth yet and you're looking at getting one, get this one, because it's brilliant and it's a great size and it's a great price. If you have the Gorilla DBS Lite booth like I do already, and you're looking for a different option, or you're looking to upgrade, consider it. That's it. That's all I can tell you. It's brilliant. What more can I say? I am just super impressed with this Thor booth. Every now and then when you're buying DJ gear, you come across a nugget, or you come across something that's just a really, really good deal. And this Thor booth is it. So if you enjoyed the video and you like the review, please give it a like. And if you want, you can always give me a subscribe as well. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.